This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information and enjoyment, we take a trip down memory lane with the Price family. We'll tell you why they broke out some of these items from their old restaurant. Thanks for tuning in to FYI Weekend. I'm Ken Cara. Well, it's not every day you get to take a trip down memory lane, but Lisa Sugart and I recently had the chance to do just that. Here's Lisa with our story from Sugarloaf Township.
If you're from the Hazleton area or ever made your way through the Hazleton area years past, you probably remember Price's Dairy. Ken Cara and I recently had the pleasure of taking a step back in time, a venue from days gone by, booths and memorabilia from the former Price's Dairy in Hazleton. This special recreation was made as a backdrop for the wedding of David and Stephanie Price. The groom's father, David Price Sr., and his uncle, Robert Barge Price, talked with us about this truly special event.
Well, they asked for something in the past, and they decided that they knew I had the boots, and they decided to get them out. We'd get them out, and we would just set them up, and they could have their vows right here at the boots.
And it's just tradition, you know, they have it. We have the farm, and he wanted to have a farm wedding, so it really fits right in. So
the bride and groom were married in California a few weeks prior, but then wanted to have a ceremony here at home with family and friends. Seeing these booths, bottles, and signs triggered a slew of memories for us and for the Price family. When you were bringing all of this out, what memories did it trigger for you?
Oh, a lot of memories. I remember the old bottles and the ice cream. I used to make ice cream back in the late 70s, or in that area. And when you make the ice cream, you always put air in a little bit to soften it up. But before you put the air in, you let the ice cream come out, and it was the most delicious thing you ever had. I mean, it was pure ice cream, rich, to die for.
Well, it began as a chicken farm up at St. John's, and then they went out and they bought cows and everything else, and it just grew from there. And the house was up on 7th and 8th Street, where the Church Street store is, or was. And then we moved down to 15th Street. There was also one on Green Street, there right before the alley. And we ran the dairy, and back in '72 was the last time the horses went through to Hazleton.
The setting for this special recreation was especially fitting, since it too played a vital role in the history of Price's Dairy.
I mean, this is the old farm. The barn behind us used to be the milking barn, and the barn to our right was the calf barn. They'd be born here, taken up there, and then they get a little older. They go to the lower barn, which was the heifer barn. And then the big barn down below, where we have horses now, that was the bullpen. So it was really pretty here.
Still is.
Oh, it still is, yeah. And I live right here, so I get the best of both worlds.
Meanwhile, the last time that these booths were busy?
Well, these booths came from Green Street, and then they went to 15th Street. And then when we closed up, I brought them on out here and put them in the barn. And if people wrote their names on them, they're still on them.
And what else is still on them?
There's anybody that chewed gum that had to get rid of their gum that's underneath the table, and it's still there.
So come claim your gum, right?
Yeah.
While the dairy days are behind them, they still have many fond memories of the business and the delicious products they made.
Well, it was the Guernsey milk, and the ice cream was richer, mainly because it was made from Guernsey milk. And this is a ice cream container, sour cream container. What's this one? This one's cottage cheese. And just making the stuff, I mean, it was the old-fashioned way.
Also joining us for this special interview, Robert's grandson, Peter Hildebrand, who is too young to remember the good old days.
Yeah, we'd like to have the horses, get a horse or two around and get him on the horse fact, there is horses down the back that he could ride. We'll get him there one of these days.
Peter, you hear all these little stories and you hear about the horses and that. Do you like seeing all the old things?
Yes.
Yes. Do you wish maybe you had been here to see the horses and then delivering the milk to the doors?
Yeah.
He's a collector.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. We got him started in the right way.
As our visit came to an end, I just had to ask if they ever considered reopening the very popular Price's Dairy.
Oh, I get that all the time. They wish. They say, why don't you start up a new one? Well, it takes a lot to do it and so on.
Well, we like this setup here, so any chance we'd see it anywhere else?
Yeah, I think my brother would like to do a tour.
Special thanks to David, Robert, and Peter and the entire Price's family for allowing us to take this trip back to the wonderful days of old.
A neat look back at our area's history. Well, this weekend we have some important news from the desk of Klein Township. Residents are reminded that the Klein Township zoning ordinance requires homeowners with corner yards and lots to clear visibility at roadway intersections. And due to reports of dog attacks and other problems with animals, pet owners are reminded that dogs must be on a leash and not running through the streets where they can attack people or other dogs and run into traffic. It is also the responsibility of the pet owner to pick up after their animals. And of course, make sure you pick up your Standard Speaker this weekend and Standard Speaker Sunday for coupons, feature stories, and more, plus sports, of course. So pick up your edition of the Standard Speaker. Well, please stay tuned, friends, because we have a very interesting weekend feature story in sports. And when we come right back, we spend some time with Mother Nature and Janine Mazurkevich at Nescopec State Park for another summer segment.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
In your community here on FYI Weekend, we stopped by Nescopec State Park, and guess what? You can get your kids involved in the outdoors. We're back with Diane Maddle, and thanks for having us back here.
Thanks for coming. DCNR has a new initiative called Kids in Nature and a brand new website, pakidsinnature.org. And you can go on and find out great places to take your kids to your local state parks and forests. There are downloadables that you can take out with you when you go out to the park or forest, like scavenger hunts and different things. There are event calendars of different activities the parks are hosting. Information on what you can take with you to be safe outside, and information on how to get there, all those great things. There'll be 2 contests coming up starting in July to promote the Kids in Nature website.
All right, and we have to be careful with the ticks. It's a bad tick season. I know that the bears are out there, so you could be educated on looking out for those things.
Yes, all those things are on the website too as well.
Okay, there are some contests that they are holding that are really neat.
Yes, 2 contests starting in July. One is downloadable. Again, you can go on the website and take the information and go out to a state park, attend a program, and then upload all your information. You'll be entered in a contest to win free nights of camping or calendars for state parks. And the other one is a capture the flag sort of contest, where you'll go to the state park that's chosen and find the flag within the park, take your family, get your picture, and upload it to Facebook. And the first family that gets their faces on social media for the capture the flag can win the contest as well.
So there's a lot going on. Why is it important for us to teach our children about nature?
We're finding more and more that kids aren't getting out and connecting with their state parks and forests and exercising in nature as much. A lot of kids are either indoors too often or involved in a lot of sports, which is great, but it's always great to get them out and enjoying in the nature and state parks, forests, and the trails.
Okay, so what are we talking about next week?
Conservation volunteers and how you can give back to your community by giving a few hours of your time to help within your parks.
All right, we're at the Nescopec State Park. Join us right here on FYI Weekend in your community.
It is a fun and educational event that's been taking place for a decade. Today we are here at Community Services for Sight with the President and CEO, Lori Lasant, to talk about Camp Sight.
Yes, Camp Sight is probably my program that I'm most proud of. I started it several years ago, about 10 years ago actually, with a grant from the Reader's Digest Foundation. And it was something that I decided to do after I was traveling to Allentown bringing some of our kids. And I said, well, we could do this here and serve more communities within our own area. So we did that. The first year went very well. And then the second year, the Wilkes-Barre Association for the Blind, we decided to join forces to expand our resources and, again, serve more kids in need. So the program has just continued to grow, and I'm very excited that it'll be coming up again now the first and second week of August. And, you know, it's just such a great program because it's not only an educational program. We're teaching kids daily living skills. We're teaching them how to be independent. The whole mission of Campsite is teaching blind and visually impaired kids to be independent individuals that can be contributing members to society. So, you know, we're giving them opportunities that they might not otherwise have had. You know, they climb rock walls and they do archery and we do bumper cars and, you know, all kinds of different things. And then we also teach them, again, the skills that they need to be able to transition from school to college. And, you know, so we're giving them a little bit of everything.
And you told me that the painting that is right behind us was actually made by the campers at Campsite.
Yes, it was. We had the opportunity to visit the Pittston YMCA last year, and at the time their director had this great event planned for us, and we got the kids together, and each one of the children got an opportunity, and every kid, their fingerprint is on that painting somewhere. And it's one of my favorite pieces that hang in our office, so it's kind of the highlight when you come in. That's the first thing you notice is our beautiful painting made by our kids.
And of course, this camp would not be possible without generous donations and that. So if anyone out there maybe would like to help you to make sure this is a tremendous success, what can they do? What can they donate?
They can donate time, money, products, gift certificates. We have 17 children that are signed up for the program. We need to feed them all, transport all of them, provide different locations for the activities. You know, we're fortunate that we have such a great community that is always giving. You know, like Dennis from APTS is coming to do a program. We have domestic violence coming to do a program. You know, without being able to use your community resources, it's very difficult. So we're fortunate that we do get those type of donations. You know, we're fortunate. Mrs. Pollock from Top of the 80s invites us for lunch for the day. So, you know, things like that, we need them so much for the kids. And again, they're opportunities that these kids may not have otherwise. They're a diverse group of kids from all different income levels. So every kid is very important, and every donation, every opportunity is very valuable to us.
You said 17 children, but if there's others out there who want to join, is it too late to sign up?
No, it's not. If they can give me a call, at least, I would say probably at least by the beginning of August so that you don't miss the first week, we'd be more than happy to take them if we're able to. That would be great.
And they would call you here?
Yes, at 570-455-0421.
All right, this is a wonderful event coming up, Campsite, and I know the campers will be going in your new van that we recently showed everybody, that was a donation as well, so you received many major donations.
We have. You know, we were hit with so many things that I thought, how do we turn this all around? And then all of a sudden, our community really helped us out, and, you know, we were given a new location to hold our office in, and we got a van donated through the Veterans Administration from Mr. Hines and Mr. Roman Barron, who were so instrumental in getting that for us. So we are just extremely, extremely grateful. Our low vision room that we now have also, it's because people donated it to us. So, you know, we couldn't be more fortunate.
All right, if you need any more information on community services for Site or Campsite that is upcoming and you'd like to sign up, please give Lori a call. She'll be glad to help you out.
That camp is open to kids ages 10 to 18. Now let's take a look at our weekend community calendar. There's an all-you-can-eat breakfast that will be held this Sunday, July 20th from 8 a.m. until noon at the Sugarloaf Fire Company on West County Road. The menu includes pancakes, French toast, home fries, scrambled eggs, bacon, sausage, toast, fruit, and beverages. The cost is $8 for adults, $4 for children, and it's free for kids under 5. Takeouts are also available. Now stay tuned to FYI. We will be right back. We have that special sports feature coming your way next.
It's time for Movie Minute right here on News 13, your weekly look at what's playing at Regal Cinema 10 just outside the Laurel Mall. 2 new releases this weekend and both for adults. Sex Tape, rated R. When Jay and Annie decide to make a video, it seems like a great idea. And until they discover that their most private video is no longer private. And also The Purge: Anarchy, rated R. The new Founders of America invite you to celebrate your annual right to purge. The Purge: Anarchy, the sequel and the next terrifying chapter of citizens preparing for their country's yearly 12 hours of anarchy. Still playing Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Transformers: Age of Extinction, Tammy, Earth to Echo, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and 22 Jump Street. For all the showtimes, call Regal Cinema 10 at 570-450-7454, or to speak to a movie attendant, call 570-450-7340.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
The Hazleton Street Hockey League keeps growing, and the kids who grew up with it are starting to give back. Here's the story of two players who are now helping out the league and the community in a big way. The Hazleton Street Hockey League is like a family-owned business. You'll find members of this family doing everything. On this night, Ashley Reimold started out as a referee for this adult league game. She's also the commissioner of that league and a player in it. Once this game was over, she moved into the box to coach the Phantoms in the varsity level championship series. Reimold became a member of this growing family at a young age after she started playing hockey in her driveway with her older brother.
A lot of the sports growing up, they separate male and female, and down here it's co-ed, so anything I could do to kind of one-up a boy or one-up a man or whatever I was very into, and like the physicality, I never wanted to back down just because I was a female or whatever the case may be, and my brother taught me to play like that. So I think the physicality along with like the team aspect of the sport, I really attached me for years apparently.
Now Reimold is inspiring a whole new generation of female players.
When you started, how many girls were around the league?
I believe 3. I believe 2 or 3, not much more than that. And currently there's probably 2/3, 1/3 boy to girl ratio in the league. So, hopefully I inspired a bunch of girls to come out and, play.
Do the girls come up to you and ever tell you that? Do some of the little girls kind of look up to you?
Yeah, actually a lot of them, the JV age players want to play on my hockey team because I'm the only female coach. So a lot of them say that. A lot of them come down and watch adult league games and they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you play with the boys. And it is a non-contact league. So, thank goodness for that because a lot of the men are a lot bigger than I am. But yeah, just... They really like, seeing that I could do it, so then that makes them think that they could do it. So that's what it's all about, I guess.
One of the guys Reimold grew up trying to one-up is Timothy Seesock.
Ashley and I grew up playing in the younger kids' age who's playing behind us on foot. We were not on the same team, and we haven't been since probably 2 years ago. And we kind of just made a pact that from here on out we're going to play together, and that's how it's been, and we became really good friends through hockey, and that's pretty much what our friendship is built on.
Now these two friends are teaming up for a charity event.
I'm big into volunteering and big into being doing something for this area, and seeing how the hockey organization down here has grew over the years, I thought it's a great idea to try and get something going as far as a benefit for some type of organization. Both Ashley and myself, we play in leagues in the surrounding area, not just in the Hazleton area. And they run tournaments mostly for a for-profit basis for that rink or that company. And that's not what we do here. I mean, this is a municipal-owned or city-owned park, and we want to keep it that way, and we're not here to make money. So we felt that the best way would be to give back.
So Seesaw came up with the Assist for Autism Ironman hockey tournament to benefit the Autism Cares Foundation. Reimold talks more about this specific tournament and charity tournaments in general.
A lot of guys tend to take it less seriously. It's more fooling around. It's more about having a good time, less about winning, which Tim kind of wrapped into the rules of this because the player who has the most assists actually gets a trophy. Okay, cool. So instead of scoring goals and being a hotshot, it's about teamwork and passing the ball and just having a good time.
The ball is now rolling to you, Hazleton area. Take your best shot.
Everything that's going on downtown is starting to be a positive outcome, and I think this adds to it. I think this will actually benefit the area and benefit this organization down here, and I'm hoping that this is something that we can do every year and that it will just grow and grow to be more than just one day and maybe turn a weekend out of it.
If you would like to help out the Assist for Autism Ironman Hockey Tournament, they are looking for donations to the concession stand. For example, you can donate Gatorade, burgers, or hot dogs, and you can drop off your donation to Timothy at his office at 100 West Broad Street, Suite 200. That's Barry Islet and Associates. And if you want to play in the tournament, you can find a registration form at facebook.com/assistforautism. Finally, you can just stop by the Beach Street Playground in the city of Hazleton on July 26th to make a donation and take part in the fun. The tournament will run pretty much all day. And next up on FYI, we will wrap up the weekend after this break. It's the weekend, and I love sitting at a high top, ordering some delicious apps and having a few beverages with my friends at Bottlenecks, where they have an awesome atmosphere with awesome food.
Hi, my name is Jennifer. I'm here at the Hazleton Animal Shelter with Chewbacca. Chewbacca is a Yorkie Maltese mix. He's about 1 year old. He's a male. He's neutered, up to date on all his shots, microchipped upon leaving, heartworm and Lyme tested, both negative. He's a good lap dog, great addition to any family. He's good with other animals, cats and dogs. He's not an attention seeker. He can do his own thing, but he loves his belly scratch. Once he sees your hand coming, he'll drop right to his back. He's a little energetic guy, and he'd be perfect for your home. We named him Chewbacca just because he's a little hairy, but with the right grooming, he'll look beautiful. Now we're gonna move on to the cat colony, and I'll show you Maisie. Here we are in the female colony with Maisie. Maisie is an adult, approximately 2 to 3 years old. She's a domestic shorthair. She's a tiger. She was tested for feline AIDS and leukemia, negative for both. She's spayed already, up to date on shots. She'd be microchipped upon leaving. And also, too, she came in declawed, so that's a bonus. She's already declawed. I would say she's more of like a laid-back cat. Okay, so one unique thing about Maisie is she's probably a one-cat household. The reasoning because is she's not too crazy about other cats. She wouldn't harm them, but they sense that she's afraid of them, so they pick on her. She was in the female colony for a little bit, and the other cats picked on her. All right, if you're interested in Maisie or Chewbacca or any of the other animals, you could take a trip down to 101 North Popular Street here in Hazleton to the animal shelter and look into any animal for adoption.
What a great way to end FYI Weekend with Adopt Me. Well, thank you for joining us this weekend. Remember, for breaking news, go to facebook.com/FYI News 13 and standardspeaker.com. We'll see you on Monday. Take it easy, everyone.